gotta leave it to the professionals.
Blessed by Panini, blah, blah, blah.
Started off with a bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hooked on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
Surfing on the web and I'm shooting at 3. I've been golden when I got my G. I'm an alien boy from a different planet, yeah. So I got my drink, I'm riding in the 1920s Model T Ford. Call her Era Lord. Call me Levi, playing on the keys, boy. And I'm about to put my gloves on. If I said it, then I meant that. Yeah, I like that one, I'm about to get that. Crash that whip for the drumsticks, whiplash. I'm about to get them all. Are you with that? In a white boat, surrounded by blue. I want one, but I got a cop too. I wanna fly high in the sky, arms out wide, trying to soar from a bird's eye view. I'm on fire, Ricky, Bobby, cracking the pavement, Whitney, Bobby. I'm a Saki bomb, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Bruce Wayne been a dog, and I keep it 101, cause I'm feeling kinda spotty. You sipping on some rock, and I'm sipping on octane. The only thing around my neck is the
Started off with a
blockchain.
bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hooked on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
NFT, Twitter, blockchain. Seeing with the ghosts and we ballin' like LeBron James. Crypto. We can make a trade, get the memo. The field's not falling for the FOMO. Listening to Coffee with Captain. You know we worldwide, they loco. I ain't never gonna stop rapping. Orlando, yeah, we working magic. We rocking Ethereum entities. I just went and caught me a half base. Man, I gotta shout out
Started
the
off with a
bit.
now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hooked on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
Freaking the mood to choose one, but they got knowledge to move, son. I'm shocking in shades with my brother in suits. Yeah, them blues is coming. Even though it's hard to pick, eeny, mighty, mo, soda on the mix, no biting lips, it's time to go. Index number 1, no thumbs up, you gotta scroll. Looking at the ghost in studio, it's time to go. Had a helmet on by myself until I met a mask that wanted to have a face off. So I had to bring my chainsaw, full tank of gas in the ride with my brakes off. I'm A1, but a different kind of steak sauce.
GM, welcome to Coffee with Captain. I'm Cap. Happy Thursday, everyone. Hope you all having a great start to your day. Hope you had a good Wednesday night, better night than our friends down in Venezuela. Wild, 2 big, massive earthquakes down there, and like 4 or 5 throughout, like the Pacific Rim. Just Mother Earth, not happy, upset about something, but appreciate everyone who's already asked. My girlfriend's family is not in Caracas, and so they're all fine. She just has some friends that had to evacuate buildings, and the buildings took on damage. So they are, like, one of her friends has a young kid and a few cats, and long story short, they had to sleep in their car last night, which, again, fortunately they're safe, but yeah, you could imagine sleeping in a car with a little kid and 3 cats. Not optimal. So hopefully recovery efforts are smooth, and keeping everyone in our thoughts and sending our best to anyone impacted by that. But hopefully anyone else that has family or friends down there is all safe and sound, and not to open up on a somber note, but world news nevertheless. But on a brighter note, I'm Cap. We are going to pull a $100,000 NFT live on Coffee with Captain today, calling our shot. Pretty pumped to have secured a few of those Panini World Cup packs. And I saw our guy Joey scored. I think he ended up getting the max 15. I did not get the max 15, only because I did not do what I suggested all of you to do and get your funds preloaded. I was scrambling after the show to get funds on there, and long story short, for whatever reason, I would say this is like if I'm going to be critical, give some critical feedback before we get into the fun pack rips, it's not the easiest to get funds on the account. I don't know why. Maybe it was just all my cards, but I tried like 4 or 5 different cards, and none of them worked. Credit cards, debit cards, you name it. I couldn't get anything. It just kept denying. I got one of them. One of my cards sent me like the text message notification, like, "Hey, is this you? Confirm if yes, and if so." And then it said, "Okay, if it didn't go through, try again." Tried again, still didn't work. So I don't know if it's because it's identified as a crypto site, or sometimes it's like gambling sites. Like some banks, some cards just don't play well with it, and I couldn't get anything to work. So long story short, I unloaded my remain. I had like $225 in my PayPal account. I deposited all that. That went through just fine, and I ended up getting 9 packs with that. So we've got some packs to rip today. We're gonna pull one of these grails, and I'm not no exaggeration. Someone pulled a $175,000 Messi yesterday that sold for over 100 ETH, 175 grand. You love to see it, and while we never make any financial promises or guarantees, without getting over the top, I did my best to at least make everyone aware that this felt like about as big of a lock for a plus EV pack purchase as we've seen in a while. And, like, hey, anything can happen. It could go, it may not 2x, but I didn't see many scenarios where it would sell below the $25 they were selling for. And sure enough, they sold out what was it, 60,000. I'm trying to get the 50,000 packs. They sold out 50,000 packs. I don't know if it made the full 10 minutes. If it did hit 10 minutes, it sold out like instantly afterwards. I think there might've been like 1,000 left when it hit public, and then, sold out within seconds. But yeah, so long, you did have time. Like you had the 10-minute window where they limited the maximum per account was 15. And if you missed it, if you're not familiar with Panini, they do require KYC. So while I guess it's still theoretically possible someone could multi-account, like I guess they could create an account for everyone in their family. It's much more challenging. It's not just as simple as multi-walleting. And the other thing I was going to say with like getting funds loaded on the account, there's a couple things. One, I should have made sure everyone was aware of this, is you have to, if you can't withdraw from the site, but I think it's $100 minimum, and there's a $25 fee. So it doesn't make sense to load $25 on, buy 1 pack, flip it, and then withdraw those funds. I mean, I guess you could theoretically still be profitable. One of these $25 packs has sold for $101. Right now, the floor is 93. The most recent sale was $94. So almost a clean 4x. I mean, some person has 4x'd it because there has been a sale of 101, but right now the floor is hanging around $93, $94. And there remains 29,948 packs. So of that, there's been basically 20,000 packs have been opened. Call it 40% have been opened, 60% remain unopened. And you can see here there's 1,700 packs listed. But if we view the listings again, 93, 94, 94, 94, 95, 95, kind of floor basically call it 95. There's a few under 95, but again, top sale 101, average sale 68. Hopefully you didn't get one of these and sell it for like $30. Actually, I don't even know if it was ever that. You could have got it for 30. I think pretty quickly it went to like a 2x, and then it just kept climbing throughout the night. So right now, my brain says I should sell some packs. So if I had $225 in 9 packs, my brain says I should sell 2 of these to basically get close to a free roll on the other 7 packs, or I could sell 3 and make a little bit of profit and then free roll 6 packs. That's how you should play this. If I'm, if you are extending yourself to whatever you put on here to buy these packs, you've got a chance now. You can sell a few and get yourself in a position to free roll the rest. And it's hard to lose when you do that. I'm going to rip all my packs. I might keep a few unopened in case, if there's some grails that don't get pulled and that gets down to, let's say 5,000 or 1,000 unopened packs, and there's still some 6-figure grails to be discovered. I could see this floor price going up. Conversely, if the World Cup ends, momentum ends, and all the grails get pulled, there's a world where these dip back down to mint price or potentially sell under that $25. I doubt it, but victory lapping a little bit this morning. It's while nice to hit the almost a 4x. I'm genuinely excited about the momentum. It's like it is 21 vibes where you could buy something, whether it's an NFT mint or minting a pack of NFTs in this case, and you're almost guaranteed to be, if you wanted to get out and have a nice 2 or 3x, you easily could. If you wanted to wait for reveal and maybe you pull a grail, or in this case, you rip the pack and pull a grail, have a big, 4, 5, 6-figure score. Like, we haven't had this in a while, and I don't know. Maybe it's the optimist in me. Maybe it is a bag bias now. I've seen very few people talking about this. Not to pat ourselves on the back, but I'm going to pat ourselves on the back. I do want to shout out. I'm not sure if Spino's out there. I see NFTs every day. I think it was NFTs every day who first tagged Spinotron and brought him into the chat. We've had him on stage now a couple times. Like, I don't know. Maybe we don't go for these packs had NFTs every day not tagged. We did notice the sales, right? It was, if you remember, if you weren't here during the NBA finals or NBA playoffs, even, we saw some of the Wimby sales going. We saw some of the 6-figure sales. We saw some of the data that got us talking about Panini NFTs, like what in the world is going on? And then like often, we have a community member who's a subject matter expert, deep in whatever we're talking about, much more educated and informed than myself. And they, basically went and tagged someone who is an even bigger expert, and in this case, a whale on the platform, and brought Spino on, into the room, onto the stage, and got us really drinking the Panini Kool-Aid. It was, to hear from someone who'd been collecting, in some cases, since like 2021, and now finally having their moment. It's exciting, and I think it's still really early. It's weird to say it's early because it's 21, but it's like their moment is just beginning. And most of my X timeline is in Spanish now. I don't even think it's like because I'm dating a Venezuelan. I think it's partially due to the World Cup. He's distracting me here, but yeah, I think it's wild because X also, one of the coolest features, speaking of things that people aren't talking about on the timeline, I think one of the coolest features with X is the auto translation. Like, and sometimes I don't even realize it. I don't even notice it until you share the post. Like, if you copy the link or copy the post and then share it in Discord or a group chat, then it puts it in, it shares it. The image preview is in its original language. And that's what it is. Oh, that's Spanish or that's Japanese. But yeah, the auto translation, not only does it feel normal, I know some of you, this is going to sound super cheesy, but it's like, it is the X auto translation. If I'm thinking about, like, hey, what has helped me connect with people across the globe, people who don't speak my language, people who, aren't from the same background, or odds of us ever crossing paths before were slim to none. It's been crypto, NFTs, and then now X auto translation. Like, it's a really cool feature. And I think not only is it a cool feature that works really well today, because it's not just as auto translate, like the algos does a really good job with it, like serving things like, obviously what happened was it relates to these unfortunate earthquakes is I, clicked on something or watched it, watched some of the videos, shared a post or two. And then now it's not just pulling other, algo identified, okay, I'm interested in this topic. And it's not just pulling English speaking posts on said topic. It doesn't discriminate where people live or what language they speak. It just pulls them all in and auto translates. Really, really cool feature. And, but yeah, I think partially why I get so much Spanish is the World Cup. Spanish Twitter is incredible, by the way. Some of the like elite S tier memes and shit posters, but yeah, I will. We'll get Joey in here in a second, and we are going to do some of these pack rips. Just a quick full reset. We may not even hit on any of like the real news items today. Let me check to see if there's anything we really should hit on. We will do a quick keeping it real, talk a little bit about RWAs, but Oh, we do have PCE dropping at 8:30 today. New first inflation print under new hawkish Fed chair Kevin Warsh. That'll drop at 8:30, so about 15 minutes. We have beat Bitcoin at a 62-week low, although 62K sounds good today after it dipped below 60 yesterday. And MicroStrategy seemed like it just seemed like cascading liquidations were loading. It dropped to a record low of 82.50, and not good. And then I know we talked about it yesterday, but the NFT Twitter continues to be a big fan of Yuga's moves. A lot of people talking about the free Pokemon airdrop and the Asian tour. I shared my first Charizard that I pulled yesterday. The biggest pull I've seen someone got from that free $25 pack was like a $600 card. But yeah, some nice wins there. Certainly exciting. Also, I have to give our guy Mayhem some credit. I don't have them in here, but I did get the yellow sticky pads or sticky things for the gnat problem. And I thought I had just a few gnats that I'd kill it and then, okay, I'm good. I plugged those little sticky things work, first of all. And the amount of gnats that it caught, it kind of disgusted me. So the plants are no longer in the office. I moved them outside until the sticky things do their job. But my mind was kind of blown by how many gnats were in there that I just couldn't see. And I've never had that problem before with plants. I don't know, maybe it's something with the heat down here. I guess it wouldn't be the case if he deals with the same thing in Canada. But yeah, that was a new thing for me. I've had plants for as long as I can remember, and I've dealt with gnats before, but usually like a gnat is like you leave, I don't know, like a drink out, some wine. It would actually, I don't drink, but yeah, that would normally where the gnats came from would be someone left a glass of wine, half a glass of wine, and collected some. So I didn't specifically buy. He says you'll never get rid of them with never get rid of them all with living soil. I didn't think I bought living soil. I did get organic soil, so maybe that's the problem. Is they came in the organic soil? Probably, it would make sense. But yeah, I didn't specifically buy organic soil. But well, that said, the yellow sticky things definitely helped. And if I can figure out why I can't order the mosquito bits here in Florida. Anyways, I got ahead of myself. I did not give proper love to our GMers this morning. We got Malls Onchain, Absolute Zero, Osiris, Riss Brian, Zane, Thomas. Appreciate you all. I know we also have Thomas double dipping over there in the abstract streets. Someone check on Teacher Katie. I don't know if Teacher Katie's all of a sudden fading abstract. Her first morning, she's not the first GM in there. She's Teacher Katie. Some are saying she's the Mel of abstract. Mel back on her first GM in the chat game. But appreciate. Also, I was kind of disappointed. I thought I had a banger this morning on the Sophie Cunningham video that's been going around X, and did not get nearly enough love. So down bad on what I thought was a good use of a trending meme. Diablito is he's an honorary American as we celebrate the World Cup. He's basically raising bald eagles up there in Canada, and we appreciate the incredible pics of all those bald eagles. Yeah, Panini packs are ripping. Mike said PayPal always works best for him with this site too. I should have just done that initially. I don't know why. Like as soon as my first card, like I've had the same issue before with other crypto, daily fantasy, sports betting. Like some cards just, I've never put any restrictions on it, but for some reason they just don't play well. And organic is living soil. Same if you use organic food. I use Gaia Green. Okay, interesting. Well, that's the issue then. So I guess my takeaway is in the future, I will not be using organic soil indoors. It's not like I'm eating these plants. It's just spider plants. So I did it for the air. The gnats kind of, I know it's not a big deal, but they kind of gross me out. So especially when I plugged the yellow thing in and I saw the gnats, like it almost made me puke in my mouth. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm living with this. Got these things here for health, and I'm living amongst insects. First world problems, I know. Jumping around a little bit here this morning, but we do have 9 o'clock TBD. I think we'll, at least for a portion of it, we may have some people. We're not right at 9. We'll let them get things warmed up over there. There's Teacher Katie, GM to be Epic, and Teacher Katie Thomas are the three horsemen of abstract. So back to 9 o'clock. We're not right at 9, but probably going to do the simulcast today. I'm curious. I apologize if that doesn't interest all of you here, but they do have meet at the clubhouse. We're not going to shut the show down early, but at least for a portion of it, we're going to tune in. Maybe we jump back and forth. We are going to do some pack rips. I don't think I'm going to do the Pokemon other packs today. We may, but I do want to get to these. I want to pull some grails. I want to pull a 6-figure, a Panini NFT. And if you're doubting it, here's the snapshot for the last. I think this is just 24 hours. Is that right? 24 hours NFTs every day. In the last 24 hours, Panini NFTs have done 4 million in volume. Top sale was $175,000. You can see the Messi card there. It was a 1-of-1, sold for $175K. There's been 2,500 unique sellers. There's been 43,000 transactions, 3,000 unique buyers, and that brings the current unique owners up to 97,295. I don't think it's an exaggeration or hyperbole to say it's the hottest thing in NFTs right now. It like truly is. Like Panini NFTs are crushing it, and I am going to double down on. I think we're early. Like the other thing I can tell you is seemingly Panini NFTs is not doing any KOL campaigns because you're not seeing the usual suspects shill this stuff on the timeline. There's I'm not going to name any names. I respect the game. I'm not hating any of the players. And hey, we do paid promotions as well. We always disclose it, but we do paid promotions as well. We're very fortunate for our partners. We work with some agencies like Reach. Reach is our primary agency we work with a few others. And so I'm not hating the game, but if I were to put a percentage on it, it's like 80, actually, because of the amount of time we do 2 hours every day, it's more like 97% of what we talk about is non-paid organic content. And then occasionally we mix in some paid content for brands we believe in. Even on my timeline, like probably 90 to 97% of what I post is non-paid. And then when we do a paid promo, we disclose it. There are some large accounts that they really only talk about things that they're getting paid to talk about. And that's fine. Again, not hating the game, but it just tells me I'm connecting some dots here. It leads me to believe that Panini blockchain, Panini NFTs is not doing paid KOL campaigns. And I think it's niche enough where, please don't take this the wrong way. Don't take this out of context. Don't clip this. I'm not like, a lot of these are my friends. I'm not taking shots at them. It's just matter of fact is a lot of them have rotated out of NFTs. They're probably the smart ones. But I happen to enjoy it. I enjoy the space. And I think a lot of people have rotated into stocks or commodities or prediction markets or Pokemon, myself included. But we continue to talk about, I don't think a day goes by where we don't at least highlight something that's happening in NFTs. It's not always a myth. Like yesterday, we spent a lot of time talking about Klanos and their new micro short. It was fun. I think there's less and less people that are talking about NFTs on a daily basis. And it's kind of like we say, hey, we don't leave crypto, because then when things do start popping off again, by the time you hear about it, you're late. And this is a niche within a niche where I think a lot of people who like haven't left NFTs, they haven't left crypto, but their primary focus, or at least half their focus now, is either non-crypto related, or it's, I know Polymarket is on blockchain, but it's they're focusing much more on prediction markets, stocks, gold, silver, etc. And therefore, I think some of this stuff that's a niche within the niche that's not hitting your. I think another thing here, and please don't take this wrong, I'm not taking shots at OpenSea. I'm a big fan of them and the team over there. One of them happens to be a very good friend of mine. The Panini blockchain is not on OpenSea yet. So I think there's probably a lot of people who no longer are in the trenches, the NFT trenches. They're like paying attention to like punk sales, or they see apes popping off, they see what Figgy's doing, but they're not, if they're even looking at like daily reports, they may go to look at like the OpenSea trending page, and they see, okay, there was a big punk sale. There is, by the way, there's a hoodie punk with 3D glasses as a $500,000 offer on it. Punks are up 1.6%. You know, Apes down 4%, Mutants down 3%, Pledgy's down 4%. Like they're looking at this stuff. Oh, this rock bottom collection that Cap hit on is up 60%. Buy my rares. Non-playable character up 14%. So maybe they see some of these newer collections. Maybe they talk about the newer collections. Most are not, and not that they're deserving. Maybe 1 out of 10 of these degen mints that runs up and is a 5 or 10x is worth talking about because it's going to pull back or trend to 0 afterwards. But I think like this is probably the extent of research that a lot of other commentators, whether they have shows or they're talking on the timeline, they're probably looking at charts like this. And one thing they're not seeing on here is Panini NFTs. And I don't know. I mean, well, I'll tell you this. What's 4 million in ETH? 4 million USD to ETH is 2,500 ETH. I can't do the math, but just glancing at it, I think it's yesterday in the last 24 hours, Panini NFTs on Panini blockchain did more volume than all ETH NFTs, all of them. One Messi card, one card did more volume, and it sold for more than all the Punk sales, all the Ape sales, all the Mutant sales. Like no collection did as much volume as one single Panini blockchain NFT yesterday. Like it's so dominant right now. It's shocking to me that the usual suspects aren't leaning into this yet, aren't talking about it. I saw J Bond actually talked about he noticed the $175,000 sale. He started talking about it. I think he even tagged NFTs every day. He's like, what do I need to know? Where do I get started? So what I'm telling you is I think it's early. Obviously, people are nearly 4x on this most recent pack sale. I think there's a very good chance that you see, like we see the KOL momentum, the influencer momentum. I think there's a good chance you see more and more people start talking about it because of the success it's having. Because you do have not just pack rips here that are 4x'd and you got 6-figure grail chases, you've got the World Cup. You know, the World Cup is just now getting ready to head into, it's halfway finished. Like half the games have been completed, and we're getting ready to get into the exciting knockout stage. Thanks, by the way. Appreciate you sharing NFTs every day. And truly, 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 thank you for sharing. Like, again, while I did notice the data, I think I want to shout out, I think Crypto Slam was where I first saw it, because they track all chains. And like, so it was on my radar. Maybe I do it without, but I probably, without NFTs every day and Spinotron really educating us, maybe I buy a pack or two. I probably don't empty out my PayPal balance. So I really, truly, NFTs every day coming up. Joey, Andrew, we will get to you both. I want to give everyone go give NFTs every day a follow, especially if you're excited about Panini blockchain. If you want to learn more, I'm not saying single-handedly, but absolutely played a role in helping educate myself and getting me to see this opportunity before this pack, 50,000 packs sold out in 4x. Dort, before I go to NFTs every day, Dort says, I don't know if we're early. I mean, the World Cup buzz and international appeal of these football athletes is huge. If momentum continues in the NFL, that would be incredible, though. I agree. Maybe we're not early. Maybe this is a top. Maybe the World Cup top. I don't think so because so few other people are talking about it, and it's not just World Cup. We saw this happen before the World Cup packs. We saw it with the NBA playoffs. And I don't know all these individuals personally, but understanding their investing profiles. Someone like Spinotron has been a card collector for decades, and he believes in the thesis, right? Like I don't think Spino is going to just dump his bags because the World Cup's over. They do have, like, Dort follows up with Spino and NFTs every day are incredible ambassadors, and they might be worth collecting some order cards before the big bonus comes. Exactly. Like maybe you missed out on the pack and you don't want to pay $93 for a pack that sold for $25 yesterday. Just explore the site. Maybe look around and find some players you like. Find some NFL players that you want to collect before the match. And maybe it's a miss. Always with anything, never put any money on there you can't afford to lose. I do want you to be aware there is a $100 minimum withdrawal, and you pay a $25 fee. So this isn't something you don't want to nickel and dime. You don't want to onesie twosie this. You want, if you're gonna go, make sure you're okay keeping your funds on there for a while, or if you're going to pull anything off, it's a larger sum. Otherwise, you're getting taxed pretty heavily on a percentage standpoint. But I do think they've got really great ambassadors, many of which, like Spino and NFTs Every Day, they didn't just get started with basketball. They were there early, and now they're seeing this moment. Maybe we're not early. Maybe you're, because there is a good collector base, you're not going to get stuff that's like free. You're going to have to go pay a decent amount for a quality card if you're buying it on the secondary market. But I think where we are early is some of these pack grips. I think there is a real chance that now, again, we're going to go around the horn here. We're going to go NFTs Every Day first, since he's the was responsible for all this. I see the Crypto Slam account out there as well. So salute to both of you. Without Crypto Slam and without NFTs Every Day, we definitely don't see this. Jeremy from VFriends did add, he thinks that Panini blockchain, they are on OpenSea. They are, but only the ones that bridge to ETH. So yes, you can migrate, you can move these NFTs off of, you can bridge them from Panini blockchain to Ethereum mainnet, and therefore those Panini NFTs would show up on OpenSea, but it's a small percentage of the entire marketplace. In fact, like, again, not knocking OpenSea, but I would strongly encourage you to go to the Panini site, nft.paniniamerica.net, and search the marketplace on there if you're looking to buy anything. Maybe you find a better deal on OpenSea, but before you buy anything on OpenSea, at least check out the native marketplace. You can buy packs on there. You can buy cards on there. And as I hand it to, thanks, Brad. Appreciate the kind words. I'm actually, I inadvertently I'm bulking instead of cutting. Not perfect, but I blame. I got to stop. I was blaming the arepas and the butter and the cheese, and so now as a result, I've gotten penalized. I'm not. She doesn't put cheese in my arepas on the. It's only on the weekends now. So now I eat bland. They're still really good, but I need to get in a calorie deficit, and that I definitely am not in. So yeah, but long story short, landing the plane here. I'm going to hand it to NFTs Every Day. Genuine thank you for all the education and knowledge here. As I hand it off to NFTs Every Day, I'll share on screen the pack marketplace so you can get an idea of what's on there. And then after we go to NFTs Every Day, I want to go to Joey and see if he can educate us on licensing, because as you'll find football Panini cards on there. I think Panini still has the NFL license, or NFL license for 2026 season. I'm just not certain. But yeah, you could buy a 2025 NFL Prism pack for $34 still. You can buy a 21 pack for $25 still. So there's packs available. What I think is, if they build on this momentum that they saw from the NBA playoffs into World Cup, into NFL season, things could really start popping off. All that being said, NFTs Every Day, truly thank you very much for all the education and getting us in this. It feels good. And more so than like, oh, my bags are up almost 4x from yesterday. It's fun. It's exciting. Like I'm really looking forward to these pack rips. And while I've been enjoying the physical pack rips, the FIFA cards, the Topps Chrome, both of these, I want to say, were about $25. It was about the same as the pack I bought yesterday. There was almost zero chance I could have sold these for a 4x unopened. And my top grail item might have been a few $100. Like maybe there's a less than 1% chance I hit a 4 or 5 figure grail, but I don't think there's any chance of like $175,000 pull in any of those packs. So it's like, and I know it's not just money, but this is better. Like, this is a good example of, they took something that's very familiar. It exists in the wild. It exists in physical form. It's better on chain. The friction is far less. I don't have to worry about damaging a card. I don't have to worry about storing a card. Hey, even if you want to say, oh man, you got to pay $25 to take your money off the site. Well, you're paying 13% in eBay fees. Like, this is way better than eBay. Anyways, NFTs Every Day. GM, thanks so much for jumping up. Overdue to have you on the show up here on stage, but really appreciate all the education. Appreciate you connecting us with Spino, and I hope you hit on some packs yesterday. Did you get the full 15 pack allotment, or how'd you play this World Cup pack drop? Trooper. My pleasure. Thanks for the kind words and appreciate you jumping in early, man. 5 a.m. is no joke. So appreciate you. Understand if you're not here every day.
I was able to get 15 on the initial drop. And then I don't know exactly how many were available after 10 minutes. I think somebody had posted about 8,000 or so. So I was actually able to, on the dot at 8:10 actually submit for another order. So I think in total off primary, I was able to get about 30. And then definitely I love stacking packs. It's just one of those things where I feel like, if you're into this space and the contents are strong, it makes a lot of sense to stack and hold. So that's just part of my particular game plan. So in secondary, I think I ended up adding another by end of the night, maybe like 150. So I think
in wow.
Total, I have somewhere like between 180 or so packs.
That's amazing, man. Congrats. So do you know what like your average, cost of pack is? Does it give you that level of detail on your portfolio or
not directly, like it's not something that is directly visible, but you can export reports.
Okay.
So it's cool. So there's two parts to this. Like you as a user can export, but the community itself is also super active. So you have a lot of these data folks that will actually publish reports within the server, and they'll say, hey, within the past 24 hours or within the past week, these are your top 50 buyers, top 50 sellers. And, this is all data that they aggregate. We also use like Crypto Slam, but a lot of it is community driven. And yeah, Panini itself does allow you to export this data for you to check out yourself as well.
Love it. I love it. Dort adding, giving you some flowers, and also had Spino hoping to get his first, get a free pack that he ended up selling and used those funds to buy his first cards on there, bought some Bijan rookies. Then I posted about it and a bunch of people gifted me Falcons cards. The community, community is insane. I know some of you are like, oh, Cap's being cheesy again. I'm telling you, there's so much about this that's giving me like 2021 NFT vibes. Not just the fact that the PAX is 4x, not just the fact that we're pulling grails, 4, 5, 6 figure grails out of a $25 or $150 pack. Like this sort of stuff, like you just, I don't know. This space I still think it's really fun. It used to be, everyone used to almost unanimously agree how much fun it was. And people really did. And maybe it's just like, it's easy it's easy to be generous when numbers are going up. It's easy to be friendly when numbers are going up. And people start pulling back and aren't as like community driven when their bags are down. Maybe that's part of it. But for so many reasons, I get early 2021 NFT vibes. The more I learn, hey, yesterday was my first purchase on Panini blockchain was these 9 packs. Like it's the first thing I've bought on there, but I've been learning, I've been getting educated by people like NFTs every day, and just interacting more with people like NFTs every day with Spino. Like it's just, there's a lot of all this stuff adds up into why I believe it's being successful and why I think we're early, because to me, these are all indications, maybe not one by itself, but they compound. And these are indications that, okay, this thing has some real legs it's got motion already in what seemingly is a very, very, very small niche of a niche industry or a niche market. I mean, I've got the data pulled up here. I'm going to go back to NFTs every day for a response. I've got not only did Panini blockchain do more volume in one day than all the ETH NFTs, it did more than ETH and Polygon combined. I'm guessing a lot of that Polygon volume is Courtyard. It did more than those two combined. It was far and away number one in volume. Less buyers, 1,000 buyers. A lot of people are buying lower dollar stuff. But if you look at the collection itself, this is all one collection. It's all Panini America. It's all on Panini blockchain, And Courtyard was number 2 at 1.65, which is a similar marketplace. I mean, Courtyard is, if you're not familiar, it's like Pokemon. It's TCG RWAs on chain, very similar, albeit different, because the Panini ones are pure. It's a purely digital. They don't have the physical counterpart, but they more than 2x'd Courtyard. And at this point, I feel like everyone that's here is aware of Courtyard and the similar platforms, but very few people are talking about Panini relative to those that have talked about Courtyard and these other TCG RWA platforms. And again, not making it PvP, but just by comparison, Top Shot had a massive day yesterday. Up 500%, 200,000 in volume. Again, that just almost one single sale. That Messi card did almost as much volume as the entire Top Shot platform did yesterday, and that's a huge day for them. That 175K would dwarf Top Shot on most days. Again, I'm not trying to make it PvP. I just want to give you data points to anchor to and have some sort of perspective here. But yeah, shout out CryptoSlam if you've not yet. If you're not familiar with CryptoSlam, it's just cryptoslam.io. The CryptoSlam accounts out there in the audience, and it's a great aggregator of data where it shows you all marketplaces, not just what's on OpenSea, but in this case, Panini blockchain. It's got Bitcoin NFTs on there, BNB. They're a really good job of aggregating data, and you can dive deeper, right? If you want to go deep into Panini, for instance, you can double click and get pretty granular on the data. NFTs every day. I want to hand it back to you. Anything else you wanted to hit on whether it's this pack drop, this World Cup pack drop, or anything else Panini related that we haven't necessarily covered yet?
No, I mean, I think you're covering it extremely well for somebody that's brand new to the ecosystem. And I would say, like the underlying product is phenomenal. I think there's always improvements that the team can make, that the how they drop stuff, those types of mechanics will continue to be improved over time. But I think for people who enjoy collecting and not just digitally, right, but we're seeing it right now in the physical space. And that's why we are seeing companies like Courtyard, who maybe weren't around 10 years ago, have the type of success that they're seeing. I think just like the act of collecting is something that gets people really excited. And I think Panini does a great job capturing that with their product. Of course, like, what we see on the timeline, the big sales, the numbers, I think those are sort of the attention grabbing things. And I think, because of that, we're able to, have somebody like myself be on the stage with you today and have you participate. So I think those are great because they sort of grab people in. But once they're actually in and they get to experience it, it's not just fluff, right? Like The product itself is actually really, really fun and exciting. And I think that's why it's easy to show up, like, quite frankly, it's easy to, I was talking to J Bond, and, I probably am going to have to figure out a nap midday, but I was talking to J Bond maybe like 2-3 hours ago at like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. my time. And I'm now up at 5 a.m. And it's like, and I'm not like, it's not a drag to me. Like, I enjoy this product. I enjoy the community. And when somebody like Dort, you and others come in, why we're so quick to gift is like, we actually believe that this is a fun product, it may sound a little bit cliche, but even if this were to go to zero, like, I'm still collecting this because I just enjoy it. Like, I just personally, as a collector, I enjoy the product. And of course, whatever monetary and other stuff that comes along with it, that's, an enjoyable plus. But I think it just starts with number one, the product itself is pretty strong. And I always like to sort of share, this tidbit because I think there is a lot of bag talk in this space. I started with Panini back in 2021. I started with Top Shot. I came to Panini because they released their product to, I don't want to say compete with Top Shot, but obviously the digital space was growing. So they're like, okay, let's participate in it as well. I bought their first drop. And then around that same time period, ETH NFTs really start to take off. So a lot of my time and attention sort of shifted over. I did not come back into Panini until maybe start of 2025. So,
okay.
I'm not like somebody, I bought in 2021, but then had this like 4-year hiatus, if you will, came back last year. And for a year and a half, they've just been phenomenal. So like, I'm not so tied to the platform that I've invested all this time and years that, this is Panini or bust. No, I came back a year and a half ago and I've been impressed enough that I started as a pretty casual flipper, if you will, because I saw sort of monetary. But I tell Spino all this all the time. I'm the case study, right? I'm a guy that came to really try to make money off this. And now I can't go a day without like buying something, like I woke up today and I had like 3-4 offers accepted, and I'm still probably going to place more offers today. And it's really something where I'm not even selling that much anymore. Like it's just, I just thoroughly enjoy the product. And I think if, I recommend it to anybody that's collecting right now physical. I think you owe it to yourself. If not with Panini, there's other platforms out there. Try it. I mean, we're all in the space already. I think it's something that for pretty low exposure and risk, like I think the reward is bountiful. So I think that's just something that I want to make clear, and hopefully my passion could come through the mic a little bit here, is that I am excited and I do thoroughly like the product, beyond just like what the numbers are, what the huge sales are. It's like, you gotta enjoy it, right? And I think that's something that this particular product and collection happens to do for me.
Yeah, well said, man. Absolutely. And I agree. Double tap that. Like it is a good product. Like it's just, and I know I don't need to keep disclaimer. I'm not trying to make this PvP versus Top Shot, but I've said it, and the more I experience it, the more I believe that some of the, I'm not saying what Top Shot got wrong. It was new, it was innovative. Like a lot of us are here as a result of Top Shot. It's like they almost overcomplicated it. They made it too different from the moments to, the rarity structure and the mechanics of the drops. Whereas Panini NFTs, Panini blockchain, it's on Panini blockchain, they put these NFTs, it truly is just like a digital counterpart it's the digital variant of very similar, not just the static card, not a video, but it's not just the cards, it's things like, in a $25 pack, you could pull a 1 of 1. You could pull, even have like autographs on there. Like you could pull, whereas like the Top Shot just, I think, missed some of those collectible mechanics that's I think partially what's driven to the recent rise in sports card collectibles. Is they still mass produce the base sets? They do, but you at least know that, like, even the idea of like numbered cards, whether it's a 1 out of 10 or a 1 of 1, a 1 out of 25, like that may seem so oversimplified, but I think it matters. I think it matters when you're buying a pack and then you want to, whether you want to hold it or rip it, like it just, there's a lot that goes into that. And I think from an execution standpoint, they've done an incredible job. Also, Jeremy, thank you for sharing. It's not just, can you bridge on these NFTs to OpenSea. I missed this post, but yeah, back in March of this year, they shared 60 years of licensed collectible go fully on chain. Panini America named OpenSea as their exclusive marketplace. Starting March 30th, Panini collectors can bridge digital cards to self-custody wallets and trade directly on OpenSea, keeping transaction history and verified status. So it's deeper than just being able to bridge to ETH mainnet. It is a deeper partnership with OpenSea. And yeah, Board FM summed it up how I feel pretty perfectly. It is sounding almost exactly like Top Shot in early 21. And he says that's not made as a slight. We've just seen this before. January 21 user. And I say exactly with the, hey, maybe things could turn out different this time, because Panini isn't a new startup. Panini it does have 60 years of history. It does have a massive collector base. And I think a lot of that collector base it's also like, sometimes you're too early. Top Shot might have been too early. And then people, it was so different. Whereas with Panini, this time, I think part of what probably is driving some of this resurgence is platforms like Beezy and Courtyard, and your traditional cardboard collectors are now understanding that they're understanding the path to on-chain activity. They're understanding like it doesn't make it a scam because it's on-chain. And I think that this time maybe it is different, but I said, exactly, it might be a reach, but I too joined Top Shot in January 21. And just like there were beta users who were there on Top Shot months before myself, I think they kicked off maybe August of 2020. And, from August to December, like people were really, really early. And then January, things started kind of popping off, but we were still very early in January. We were ahead of the wave. I think same with Panini right now. I just think that, And hey, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it runs up and then there's a bubble and it pulls back to levels that we're at currently or even lower. That is in the range of outcomes. I just think that Panini has some things going for it. They have some second mover advantage here, and they have 60 years of history. They have like where I bought. Wait, was I mobile? Yeah, I think I ended up buying the packs on mobile yesterday, and it's a Panini app. Like there's a blockchain tab you got to click through to get to this stuff, but like that top of funnel, I guess what I'm trying to say, I think Panini has a pretty big edge as it relates to top of funnel over someone like a Top Shot, where Top Shot has to go, they have to market, they have to basically find all their new users, and onboarding someone that doesn't know about you into checking out some new crypto startup, I think is a lot more challenging than a company with 60 years of history who has presumably millions of existing users and existing collectors, and saying, oh, here's our new division. Here's a new way. And then when people start seeing the sales of these cards, they see a Messi goes for 175K. It's got to be turning eyeballs. It's got to be turning heads and capturing eyeballs. And I think just a much clearer path to pulling someone from an existing collector onto Panini blockchain much easier than an existing basketball card collector onto NBA Top Shot. NFTs every day response on that, and then we will get Joey in here, and Andrew, appreciate all your patience.
Yeah. No, I think it's a fair observation. Again, as somebody who was early on Top Shot as well, I would, just as wary when I came back a year and a half ago. So trust me, I share a very similar lens. I will say, the stark difference for me would be that everything that you said, Cap, like, Top Shot, that's their entire business. They were a new category. They rose with the NFT cycle, everything like that is their business. And sometimes good, sometimes bad. There's always two sides of the coin here, right? With Panini NFTs is a very small fraction of the total Panini revenue pie.
Yep.
They're 60 plus years in business. They like whatever printing money looks like, I'm pretty sure that's happening right now with the physical stickers, with the physical cards and cardboard that they're putting out. So, there is no pressure. They're not a new company that has to meet these investor requirements and all with digital, right? They can agonizing, right? This is the other side of the coin. They can agonizingly take their time, not overmint. There's no pressure in that sense to do something incredible with just digital alone, because they have such a strong foundation in their physical business already.
Great point.
So I think that would be maybe the counter to, will it be another Top Shot type scenario? I really hope not. I want this digital collectible space as a whole to continue to grow. So for the sake of this space, I hope not. But also, too, my observation is that this is a small piece of their business, one that they are focused on growing and they've dedicated resources to. But quite frankly, and I'm one of the loudest in the community that's a proponent for this, like, I want them to do more. And I think they can do more, and they're not doing more quite yet. And that's because we're still sort of like this like small piece of the company that's growing, but it's not. Again, it's just a small portion, right? So we're sort of fighting for more attention from leadership, and to have them really put more resources and emphasis on this digital side. And I think that to me is a good sign. That means like, hey, they're going to take their time and make the right decisions. And I think they have, right? Like my last comment on that is yesterday's drop, for example. The previous maximum order was 30, and I had DM'd, and I'm not saying that they made a decision based on me, because there were countless others in the community that reinforce this without me speaking with them. We asked the company, or Jan, who is like the employee liaison on the Discord. We basically said, hey, you know what? We could do 30, and selfishly, that would be good for me as a person purchasing. But for the amount of momentum and for the amount of new users who are being onboarded, we should decrease this number, because at 30, I don't have, the numbers to calculate in front of me, but like it would say, we're only going to get X amount of users in, we'll call it 1,000 for an even number. But if we cut it to 15 or 20 or whatever that number is, we can get 2,000 users. And again, believing that this product is good enough and that it is something that people will enjoy, why do I want to keep that to myself? That was something I said directly to Jan. We have such a unique opportunity here where not everything is going to get to this point where people are as involved, as excited. Give everybody a taste.
Yep.
I can forego my packs. Like, I want Captain. I want anybody on this call, if they want to experience it, get in there. You know, like, I don't care what you do with the packs. You know, it's not my money. It's not my decision. It doesn't matter to me. But at minimum, I want Captain and others to experience what I'm experiencing. And because of that, like, that's why we're having this call today, right? Like, we're, you know, on the spaces. That's why multiple people, you know, have gotten in, right? So that's all to say that, again, you know, I think it's exciting times. Nobody quite knows where it's going to go. May go to the moon, may go to zero. I mean, quite frankly, I think it's going to parallel a lot of what we see in the physical space. So that also gives me a lot of comfort. You know, I don't think we're super early. It's not like we're buying Charizards like 5 years ago. It's like, yeah, we're sort of in the thick of it, right? Like, we see it in the physical space, but we also see that there's plenty of room for it to grow. So yeah, you know, overall, it's super exciting times. Like I said to start the call, I think what Captain does every day, you know, doing these types of spaces and lives is a huge service to the overall community. So again, kudos to Cap. And yeah, I'll just leave with this comment. If you guys have any questions, my DMs are always open. You know, again, I love this space, even outside of Panini. I just love this digital space. So I'm not just like a Panini maxi. Like, I've collect on multiple platforms. So I just love this space. If there's something that I could do to be a service, feel free to, you know, shoot me a DM. You don't even have to follow me. You know, just shoot me a DM. I don't care about that stuff. And whatever I can do to help, you know, I'm happy to be of service.
Awesome, man.
But yeah, Cap.
Appreciate you. Great.
Me on today.
Yeah, no, my pleasure. Really appreciate you joining us. Appreciate all that you've shared. And yeah, great takes and great point on. This is a small division of Panini, right? 60 years in history. They're not reliant on their NFT division like an NFT native platform might. And I will, Joey, I did check. So if I'm going to play the other side of this and what might some of the challenges they be to continue this growth, it is the licenses. And I don't know how long these run, but you know, like the big four and the like NFL, NBA, MLB, and NHL were all like the exclusive license starting when the new years. Like NFL was landed by Fanatics and Topps, NBA same Fanatics and Topps, and then same with MLB. Upper Deck has the rights to NHL. That said, Panini does have the license for FIFA and the FIFA World Cup through the 2030 cycle. So this won't be the last World Cup selection. They also have a few other soccer leagues, English Football League, NWSL, and they do have WNBA and a few others, you know, like NASCAR and MMA and some other non-majors. But like that's if they have a headwind, it's going to be like we're not going to be ripping NFL packs, at least not 2026 NFL packs on Panini. And so I, you know, even maybe that's been trying to put a positive spin on that. Maybe
that's not right. That's not correct. So you can rip NFL packs. You just rip unlicensed. So what'll happen is, like, so for example, you can go out and buy 2024 Topps Chrome NFL. Topps did not have the license, so the cards you can get a Caleb Williams. Excuse me. Like, okay, better example. So in 2023, Topps did not have the license for the NBA, but the Victor Wembanyama Topps Chrome rookie card is still like a $600 card in a PSA 10 because it's still a very rare card. And what happens is instead of him being in a San Antonio Spurs uniform, he's just in like a black jersey. And instead of it saying
"Got it"
San Antonio Spurs, it just says San Antonio.
Got it.
So when they lose the license, they don't lose the right to print. They just lose the right to print with the specific teams and the specific logos. So you'll still see Panini release NFL, NBA, MLB. They're just going to be unlicensed, which does make them slightly less collectible because they're unlicensed, but they're still, I mean, like I said, like Topps didn't have the license for the NBA, and that Wembanyama base Topps Chrome rookie card in a PSA 10 is still $600.
Good. So good to know. Good to know. Yeah, I wasn't. I've seen this before. I just wasn't thinking about it. But yeah, you're right. And I have no, I guess, good.
I mean, Panini has products that like the kabooms. Kabooms are specific to Panini, licensed or not. Kabooms are not going anywhere, and uptowns, downtowns, like these are all specific to Panini, and they're not going licensed or unlicensed. The market for those is not going anywhere. So they're still going to release, trading cards as unlicensed, and those kaboom, they're actually reintroducing the green kabooms, which are highly, highly collectible, and they stopped producing them for a couple of years. So Panini's not going anywhere, even though they lost the official license because of like the market they've created with these inserts like the kabooms. Rated rookies is another one that, like, that's a very popular for their rookie cards. The uptowns, the downtowns. I'm trying to think what other kind of like special inserts. But yeah, so they'll still have. So like as an example, I was on the Panini app, and I was like, I'm curious what packs are selling for. So 2023 NBA. So it's Victor Wembanyama's rookie year. I went to go look and see, like, oh, maybe I'll buy a pack of these and see I think the cheapest packs I found from 2023 basketball on there was $175 to $375 a pack because it's Wemby's rookie year.
Amazing. Well, that's something to be maybe maybe it's not the headwind that I set it up as. If they can, and then I think they'll just get creative with it, whether it's Kaboom or something else. I think we will see. I would be shocked then if we don't see more football packs of some sort, football collections coming this upcoming season. But appreciate you sharing. Before I go to Andrew, is there anything else you wanted to hit on?
Oh yeah,
Panini?
Yeah, real quick. So I wanted to add.
Congrats on your score, by the way. Pretty nice.
Yeah, thanks. I took your advice and immediately downloaded the app and immediately loaded funds, so I was ready. Heed your own advice, Cap. Heed your own advice. So it was pretty seamless, right? Like, it was a great experience. I added the money via my PayPal really fast. I got in right away. Like I minted within a couple minutes. I had to do a couple refreshes, which is to be expected. I mean, it's a mobile app. It's the blockchain. Like, stuff just gets congested. So no complaints there at all. I got my 15 packs. And then I tried to get some when it went public, and I couldn't. It just went too fast in public. And then I was like, you know what? They're already 60. I think at that point, they were already like $65. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sit with my 15 and be happy. So great. I think it was a great experience. I think that to echo some of the things you said, as somebody who's, in the sports collectible space, I don't think most people understand the amount of money that changes hands in sports cards.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know we talk about, like in like one-off sales and things like that, right? Like 100,000, 150,000, right? But like, I have a guy I've met who runs a business down here, and regularly it shows people will walk up to him with sports cards and he's cashing them out. Buying from them $25,000, $50,000, $75,000 at a time. So, and it's not one card, right? Like, they'll walk up with 5, 10, 15 cards, put them down on the table. And these cards can range anywhere from, $2,000 to $3,000 to $20,000. Like, the amount of money that changes hands in the sports card industry and Pokemon as well. Like, I went last night to a guy's house to buy a bunch of cards that he was looking to sell because I have a show this weekend. I need more inventory. And he was like, I brought my wife to the Hard Rock show last weekend, and we were walking by, and she was like, somebody's going to buy that for $15,000. And it was like a Pokemon card. And he was like, yes. Right. Like, it's crazy to see the cash that changes hands on a normal Saturday at one of these trading card shows. And Panini, And what they've done with this experience
Yes.
is they've given you that same experience with the rarities, with the one of ones, and that's also why cards like One Piece are doing so well, is because they have serialized cards.
Exactly.
Like Pokemon doesn't have serialized cards. But One Piece has serialized cards. And the idea that you can pull something that's a one of one, a 1 out of 5, a 1 out of 10, right? Like it's exciting. And you hear about the big sales all the time, the 100,000, the 150,000. But I mean, I had my own personal experience where I jumped into a whatnot break just randomly. And I was like, oh, this is a cool thing. Let me see what he's doing here. It's a cool layout, whatever. I paid $125. I got the New Orleans Saints and I pulled a Shuck downtown PSA 10. So my $125 turned into $850, right? So like it doesn't have to be $100,000 card. There's plenty of cards that change hands 850 to 1,500 like every single day in this space. And Panini's taking that same experience and bringing it on chain, and it's really cool.
Yep.
I do wish though there was a physical aspect to it. I don't know what their plans are. Like I love digital, obviously, what we're building, but I also love the ability to have the physical card and put it on display. Like I've changed my background now when I'm on Zoom from all NFT stuff to all collectible stuff now, because that's what I do. And I would love if I opened up one of these packs and I pull a to 10 Messi to actually be able to have it. But I understand why they're not, right? This is their digital counterpart to the physical that they have.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be my only thing, is I love the physical, but I think what they built is incredible. I'm going to keep participating. I'm going to keep, getting packs, and, it's really cool. And I'm excited. I think it continues our thesis from that we had 3 years ago at BZ of, why we've been building for 3 years and everything that we're doing and the partnerships and, all this stuff, is that we really truly believe that while physical collectibles will never go away, there is a world where digital collectibles for sports and Pokemon and whatever can thrive and be a huge business as our world continues to evolve. And, Panini is just helping us do that.
Yep, I agree. Well said. And I think we might be at the brink of it right now. I think it may be happening. That's where it's not just purely digital. It's a combination of digital NFTs like Panini combined with platforms like BZ. Speaking of BZ, it's tomorrow's the last Friday of the month. So not only do we have a $50 silver claw pull for a coffee with Captain, we pick in our community member of the month, and they'll get a $250 BZ claw pull. You'll go grail chasing, grail hunting on there. If you haven't yet created a BZ account, you can scan that QR code on the top of the screen. It'll take you right to BZ and our ref link there. And then also, I just swapped that out to Coffee with Captain. Drop your email in there, join the newsletter if you haven't yet done so. I'm going to go back to BZ on the link. It's just coffeewithcaptain.com to drop your newsletter on there. A few other data points here, and then we're going to go to Andrew. I shared the 24-hour volume earlier, and Panini doubled up. Did more volume than both Polygon with all their Courtyard volume and Ethereum combined. If you look at the last week, Panini has almost flipped Ethereum for NFT volume in the last week. Volume's up 1,493%, 9.8 million. Again, this is just one collection has done almost as much volume as all the ETH NFT has done in the last week. ETH has done 10 million. Panini has done 9.8 million. It might flip it today. Tomorrow, if we look at the 7-day report, Panini could very well be on top. If you look at collections, it's again 10 million compared to Courtyard, which is all the Courtyard NFTs, not just a single collection, is at 8 million. And then if we look at the last month, similar story. Panini is number 3 there, 13 million so to give you an idea of like the volume Courtyard's been doing, and now Panini flipping them. In the past month, Courtyard's done 33 million, Courtyard's done 13 million. So if you extrapolate, if you play this forward, things could get pretty exciting for and looking at ETH, it's done 46 million in the past month. So 46 million compared to 13, and then the last week, Panini has essentially flipped it. It's exciting stuff there.
What's the average? Can you see that data on what you're looking at? Because I'm not on screen. Like, what's the average sale price?
So there's been,
does it say like, are they selling a lot of just high volume, like $30, or are these all Like what's that look like?
So if I look at the last month where I'm just going to, for easy math, I'm going to call it 14 million. There's been 14 million in volume. That's been over, it doesn't show me transactions. It shows me number of buyers. I can look at, so for the last, it does show transactions for the last, so that 14 million divided by 163,965 is about $85 per. So the average unit sale is about, over the last month, has been about $85. And when I say unit, that could, that's not just individual cards, that's also packs. Like it's going to be, if I look at the last 24 hours, it's that 3.7 million divided by 35,000 transactions. And that is $100. So it's actually more in the last, well, it's because you have the pack sales that are now about $100, plus you had the big messy sale. That was 175 grand. So that's going to skew it a little bit.
That's still not bad. $85.
Yep.
Per sale over the last month. That's it's not like small money.
No, in the last week, it's 9.8 million divided by 68,000, which is $144. So last week's even bigger. Yeah, it is insane. Go ahead, Andrew. GM, appreciate your patience.
Yeah, good chat this morning. Good chat. Cap, you made a post about the NFT suspects are not posting about Panini stuff, Panini collectibles. I think there's an explanation for that, other than there's no comp package on the back end of that. That most of them don't really touch Pokemon or anything that's in terms of like sports, Pokemon, anything related to that. Most of them don't really dabble in that. It's more so I would say just crypto native collectibles, to be honest. They don't really touch the other stuff, which is kind of surprising. And then there's also this other looming conversation I've had with a bunch of the guys in the past couple weeks, actually. At least in my groups, like they're hesitant about making any Pokemon or other collectible related tweets, even though they are actually buying stuff on marketplaces, just because everyone's kind of like doing the Pokemon slop thing now, and they don't want to get lumped into that group like what's kind of going on. So they're hesitant in not posting. Myself included, I've bought stuff the past 2 weeks, and I'm like, I don't really want to make these tweets like at all, because I don't want to get lumped into like the quote unquote slop, the slop that we're currently seeing. And most of the slop, by the way, is just, I guess, imagery of whatever it is of people that are not really buying anything or really own the assets they're talking about. So that's kind of where most of us sit there, and we're kind of sitting on the sidelines for now.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point on all fronts. And so maybe it doesn't change. Maybe, hey, they're just, I guess where I struggle with that fully landing for me, though, is so many of them did come into the space by way of Top Shot. Maybe that's part of it, though, is they think it's just another Top Shot, and they don't want to get into something that they think will play out the same. But I think while there's similarities in the fact that they're sport NFTs, I think they're very different. And NFTs every day, really, I think I don't need to go reiterate everything you just said, but the fact that they do have 60 years of history, they do have millions of collectors and holders, and even if someone's not like, a huge Panini fan, if they've collected sports collectibles, they've collected sports cards, I think it'd be really hard. Like Joey's got this show this weekend. If he goes around every sports booth and asks me, hey, do you know about Panini? I think it's probably close to 100%, if not 100% are aware of Panini, right? It's just, it's a known brand. It's a known entity. They're not trying to convince someone that Panini's a credible brand and they're here to stay. They know that. And then the other thing I have put up on screen here, because Joey brought it up. Thanks for sharing that. I guess I knew this. I was aware of unlicensed product, but I wasn't thinking of it for some reason. They haven't had the Major League Baseball license for years. Panini, this is, and these are recent cards. I've got pulled up here. There's like a Spencer Torkelson rookie card. Its floor price is $220. It's a 101 legendary. Best offer is only $25. But if you look at the Ohtani, is a common Ohtani, there's an offer right now for $13.50. The floor on that common Ohtani is $80. You've got a Aaron Judge Epic of 10. The floor on it is $5,800. Current offer $8,000. And you can see here as I scroll through it, it may not be the $175,000 Messi type price tag, but there's a lot of volume, especially on your stars like the Ohtanis. I mean, even here's another higher supply of
three. Do they have, Cap, do you see it? Can you search Kaboom? Can you see if they have digital versions of the Kaboom?
They do. Here's a rare Aaron Judge Kaboom, 2021 Absolute Kaboom. It is, the floor on it currently is $699, and it's got an offer of $400 right now, and that's of $159. So it's not like that's not a 10 of 10. That's not a 1 of 1. There's 159 of these. It's just a rare. And standing offer right now is $400 for that Aaron Judge Kaboom. And if you look at it, like, does it say the Yankees on it? No. It says Aaron Judge. You know, like it says NY.
Mean, licenses are no, like, do you know that some players can't sign for certain brands too, right? So like this idea that like license so for example, like VJ Edgecombe, who's a rookie for the Philadelphia 76ers, very popular rookie, he cannot sign for Topps. So you cannot pull a VJ Edgecombe auto in Topps. You can only pull a VJ Edgecombe auto in Panini, and Panini doesn't have the NBA. So if you want a VJ Edgecombe auto, you have to pull unlicensed Panini to get a VJ Edgecombe auto. There's so much that goes into that.
I'm going to have to go too deep because I do want to do a pack rip, and then we'll do the at the Clubhouse live stream. I don't think they're going to share anything probably till the end of it in terms of when and where A-Fest, if they even share that today. It's just my speculation. But I guess when they, like, I'm looking into Ohtani here. It's an Epic. It's an of 10. The floor is 10 grand. There's 2 listings. The best offer is $2,000. Do they have to license the name, image, and likeness? Like, does Ohtani, do they do some sort of deal with the players individually when they do these unlicensed products?
That's ML. So there's 2 kinds of licenses. So there's the MLBPA.
Got it.
Which is the Players Association. And then there's the MLB. So if they lose the license to the MLB, then they can't put New York Yankees. They can't put them in the New York Yankees uniform. But they'll still have a deal with the MLBPA.
Makes sense.
Which is the Players Association, which allows them to use the actual players' names, image, and likeness.
Makes sense. So I'm going to be like, I hope they do a football collection. I'll absolutely be buying some football packs. Dort, I feel the same. Dort says the idea of when I rip a physical pack and then there's even more hoops to jump through to unlock full value, i.e. send to PSA, is such a turnoff. It doesn't even talk about the friction it goes through if you actually want to sell the thing and listing it on eBay and paying the 13% eBay fees and then pick packing and actually having to box up and ship that item and hope the seller actually doesn't try to scam you, or the buyer doesn't try to scam you and give you a bad rating or say they didn't get it. Like, I think it is a big benefit of the Panini blockchain stuff. It is a benefit of bringing these assets on chain, whether it's purely digital in the form of Panini NFTs or working with platforms like VZ. 10 times out of 10, I would prefer the digital, the on-chain variant as opposed to like, I had some fun ripping these packs. I was excited to pull my first Yamel. Awesome. It's probably like a $20 card. I'm not going to get that graded. Maybe if he goes on to have a career like Messi and the card becomes worth thousands of dollars, maybe I decide to get it graded at some point, but it's like, there's real friction there to Dort's point to even maximize the value. Oh, by the way, I don't know. Is it a PSA 10? Is it a 7? Is it an 8? Is it a 9? Like there's so many things that are like pain points or frustration points with physical collectibles that just they've removed all those with on chain. And I'm going to say it again. I just think the mechanics by removing the pain points, but not changing anything else, it's still a card. It looks the same. They have even so much as like the sets, like the Kaboom is just, it's a known, someone who knows Panini cards, they know the Kaboom is a special set. It holds extra value. It's numbered 159. It's not just, oh, this is a rare card, so there's 3,000 of them available. It's, that stuff matters, and please, I'm not trying to just pour on Top Shot, but it's just like, this is more so like why it's not a knock on Top Shot. It's why I think Panini NFTs are different and why I think there could be more staying power is, all this stuff we've hit on this morning from, the mechanics, the rarity levels, the fact that it looks and feels, or may not feel the same, but looks the same as the standard cards. And by the way, if you were curious about at the Clubhouse, you're not missing anything yet. Go if any of our friends, I know some people bail, which I totally get it. If they shift over there at when they kick that thing off. But just go ping them and tell them, hey, you're not missing anything. Figgy's not even on stage yet, and they are not. He's also in Asia, so they may not share anything today. It might just be a standard normal at the Clubhouse. Dort's saying he doesn't expect much today either. But do this. Let's I do want to rip some packs here. We will probably check in with the live stream here in a bit. Blockmage says the pack rips are taking off, and that is addicting. I swiped right on live eBay auctions way too much last 5 day. $1 starts, hooks you right in. And yeah, I think a combination of the pack rips, the auctions, the live social selling, I think all this is kind of having a moment. And I think that I can see that pulling into Panini NFTs very, very quickly, not just because of the known brand, but it's so much more activity is taking place online, on chain. And I think the more people realize what, we haven't even talked about crafting or, the challenges and some of the other stuff that, again, it's just, you can't, well, I guess theoretically you could do some of this stuff. Like you could collect a complete set in real life, physical cards, but there's no like utility to that. You collect a complete set. It's just like, oh, I have my complete set. Your utilities, maybe you can sell that complete set to another collector. You're not getting a bonus, of 10 card for completing said complete set. There's no added utility to doing so. But let's rip a pack here. We'll see if we pull a grail. We may stop at the first one. But this will be my first. I guess I got to figure out how I actually do the live pack rip. NFTs every day. I might need some help.
I figured it out on mobile, but I haven't tried on desktop.
Can I rip a pack on desktop?
Yeah. No, you could absolutely rip a pack on desktop. So from profile, go ahead and hover over profile. And then I'm sorry, are you already on your, okay, yeah, go ahead and click on 25, like one of those packs right there in the bottom right hand.
Oh, I got it. Click on actions. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. Captain Obvious here. Click actions, Cap. All right. We're gonna open our first pack now. Good luck me. We're gonna pull an of 10 here. Maybe not the 1 of 1 grail in this first pack, but I feel a good grail. We got an epic. We're gonna do that one for last. The other thing I've struggled ripping open some of these actual physical packs, like getting the pack open. That was much easier. Just click the button. So we got a Jackson Irvine, basic, just a basic uncommon there. Another uncommon, Michael. Ooh, this is a good one. Michael Olace. It is an uncommon, but I even like how while it is uncommon, they're still numbered. You can see at the bottom there, 113 of 256. So while that's an uncommon in the Panini NFT world, I don't know, if I pull a card out of a pack that's of 259, I'm probably kind of excited about it. But this is a good player. He is having a good World Cup, and I don't know. Maybe I'll double click through and see what his cards are going for. But before we do that, we're going to check this rare and epic. I don't want to blow my shot. I don't want to pull like a Messi or Yamel yet. But I also would take one if I turn over a Grail rare here.
The delay from X to the live stream is killing me.
Oh yeah.
I'm listening to you, and then I'm like waiting for it to show up on screen.
This is a new one for me for Algeria. Ryan Ait Nouri. It's number 17 of a 124. And then the big pull in this first pack, this epic. Saeed El Malal. It's a of 10, a Germany player. And I've seen the name, but I couldn't tell you much about him. But I will. It's a rookie card. Oh, even better. So we got a epic rookie card. You'd love to see it. I think that's a pretty solid first pack. If I'm gonna pat myself on the back, I think in good. I enjoyed the pack opening experience. It's simple. It's not overdone. But what do you think? How did I do in my first pack there in NFTs every day?
That's awesome. I mean, you hit a gold base pair, or not gold base. I mean, out of 10, that's like sort of the grail for a lot of people, right? Outside of the one of one. So yeah,
dude,
the first pack you did pretty phenomenal. Yeah, and there's a best offer on it of
$100. Yeah. So
if you purchase for 25 just on that card alone, you're up 4x. Yeah.
Heck yeah. So to keep it, if you're just tuning in, I bought 9 packs yesterday, $25 each, so $225. And in my first pack I've ripped, I'm there's based on best offers that Michael Olace, who I mentioned, it's an uncommon, but it's got an offer of $13. There's none listed right now, it doesn't look like, but it's got an offer of $13. The epic, the of 10, the rookie card there, the Epic rookie is best offer already of $100. So there's a world where, I mean, I could list that thing for 225 and I'm free rolling the remainder, the entire pack purchase. That's like, again, is that likely to happen? No, don't go buy a pack because you think you're going to pull a card one card in your first pack and pay for your whole everything you bought. But I feel pretty confident I can probably sell this card for 125, sell one other pack for $100, and all of a sudden I'm everything else in my collection is essentially covered. I'm riding on house money. Love to see it. Let's do at least one more pack rip here, and then actually, so just showing some of these other in my profile, my collection, you can see there it's got the individual cards, what the best offer is currently, how many offers there are currently. There's 2 offers on the Epic, the up 10. So there's some liquidity there. It shows how many total unique NFTs I've collected. Obviously, those are my first 4. There's 6,500 more to collect, as there's 6,570 in total on the platform. There's 51 card sets. I've got 3 different card sets in process, and obviously yet to complete any. But good start. Go ahead, NFTs every day.
Oh yeah, and I just want to add, so like those.
Really, I can barely hear you.
Okay.
I was gonna
all
say, I hope
cards-
it's not just me.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I got you now. Good.
Okay, awesome, cool. So what I wanted to point out is that an added benefit to digital is that, all these cards can be used in the future in what Panini does as crafts and challenges. So even those uncommon cards that are like $1 and you're thinking, well, what should I do with them? In the future, there may be a Yamal challenge where those cards are required. And during those challenges, that $1 card could potentially soar up to 15, 20, maybe more than that. Or for the craft, you could burn that silver card and get another pack. And
I love it.
That's just to say, without getting into the weeds, that's a benefit to collecting digital, that when you get those base cards in physical, you really can't do anything with them. Like a lot of us just give it away ultimately, right? Like you can't even sell them sometimes. So, that is definitely a nice quirk to digital, where they can account for all the cards and basically come up with some cool mechanics so that cards aren't going to waste.
Great call. And I'm not even like, that might be one of the best features of these cards being NFTs on chain, because you can do that and you can't do that. I mean, maybe Kenny said, hey, if you physically mail us 10 cards, we'll send you, like, come on, like the logistics involved in something like that, how much extra that would cost someone like Panini to pull that off. Whereas it's just much easier done on chain. You can burn the ones you redeem, so it reduces supply. It's like, what am I going to do with these cards I ripped the other day? It's like they're just commons. Like they probably just go in a they probably just go on in a shoebox somewhere, and maybe what do I ever do with them? The answer is nothing. Like I've got thousands of those from childhood still. If you said I could burn the a tub full of commons I have from 1987, and I could get or from 1986, I can get another Jerry Rice rookie card that's a PSA 10. Where do I sign? Like that's just, there's so much more utility and functionality. I truly do believe, I think sports cards, collectible cards, are one of the best examples where you can take an existing real world product, put it on chain, and it just makes it a far superior product. Take the same product, put it on chain, make it digital, and it's just significantly better than the physical counterpart. And these are all reasons, these are all examples why. Not to mention, I know exactly how many are in supply. I know, I've instant liquidity. If I pulled a $100 card from one of these packs, I'm probably not selling it. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to sell this one I just pulled on Panini, but if I pull one in real life, like, man, I gotta deal with listing it or debating, like, do I get it graded first so I can maybe sell it for more? But then that's going to take months, and it's going to cost me $50 probably to ship it and get it graded. To have my first one and see an offer of $100 when I spent $229 on 9 packs, it's got me pretty excited. I'm gonna have to rip at least one more here because I'm feeling it. So keep sending your good vibes. Send me your if you have an NFT god that you pray to, Send me some good luck here for this second. We will see what we flip over here. Okay, we got no epics this time, but we do have an ultra rare. We've got 2 more uncommons, a rare and an ultra rare. And I could be mistaken, but I think you're guaranteed in each pack. There's 4 cards in each pack of this specific pack. I think you're guaranteed 2 cards that are not uncommons. Is that right? NFTs every day.
Yep.
So we'll start with the uncommons. A Tariq. This is almost as good as Pokemon names. Tariq Muharmovic. Tariq Muharmovic. He plays for Bosnia, which I might just burn this card because it looks like Bosnia is playing Team USA. It is a rookie card though, so I won't burn it. But maybe that's one I floor today because it's the opponent. Next one is a Morocco Abdi Ezazuli. Abdi Ezazuli. I'm just gonna say it like I know it. I'm gonna say it I'm gonna pronounce it with confidence, like I know the name, and probably 75% chance it's wrong. The rare, Jose Manuel Lopez from Argentina. Looks like a pretty solid pull there. It's a base prism red. So what this again in the prism line, you've got the base prism silvers, the base prism red. I don't know, are all the base prism reds rare? Is that how that works? Or all the
Yep. You got it.
And then here is the ultra rare. This is going to be I'm not gonna burn my my bullet yet on Yamel or Messi or Mbappe, but we're gonna have maybe another rookie. We'll go another rookie here with this rare. Maybe a Indrik. Indrik got some run last night. The 19-year-old for Brazil. Also Neymar's back. Neymar didn't score, but he looked fairly healthy for someone who's been injured on the shelf for a bit. Neymar and Indrik both got some run last night for Brazil. All right, the ultra rare, Mohamed Kano. It's a of 49 base prism blue. We'll take it. We will take it. Let's go view collection, and you can see now the uncommon rookie's got a $2 offer. Both the uncommons actually have a $2 offer. Then that rare Jose Manuel Lopez is 3, and then the ultra rare Kano is 8. So glad we did this because this probably does a better job of setting expectations. I don't want everyone rushing out and buying a pack for $93 thinking you're guaranteed to get an epic has a standing offer of $100. If I add up just the best offers, not what they might sell for, but just the current standing offers, the first pack was $117 combined on the 4 cards. $117 on the first pack. So that's above what you would buy one of these packs for on secondary. It's way above the $25 I was fortunate to get it for at the drop. But if you go buy a pack for $93, it's plus, you're in the positive. You made a little bit of money there. But this is also more likely outcome is if I add up the 4 cards here, 8, 3, 2, 2, that's $15. So on a $25 buy, probably down a little bit. If you were to buy one at $93 on secondary, you're probably down quite a bit. So that's the, if I could have had a glimpse into what was in this pack, this would have been one that I would have been better off to sell for $93 unopened on the secondary market, and then rolled that into some other card that I really wanted. I'm glad we did that because I don't want you thinking, I think the packs are plus EV, probably even at $93. What makes it plus EV though is the chance that you won't just pull a $100 card, but you could pull a 4, 5, 6-figure card. Those high dollar cards are increasing the EV. That's why these packs are selling for $93. Is because there's still a lot of grails that are out there that haven't been opened up yet, and so people are willing to pay $93 for the chance to pull a card that's $175,000, knowing that what the most likely outcome of that pack is they get about $15 to $25 worth of cards. It's very, very normal. And you can't, if you're going to be upset or down bad if you open a pack and you have, the best offer is a of 49 that you got an $8 offer on, don't buy the $5 pack because that is a not only in the range, it's more likely that this is a kind of a pack rip than you pull a 5 or 6 figure pack. Go ahead and tease every day.
Yeah, I mean, just while we were on stream about 30 minutes ago at 6:08 Pacific, the gold Ronaldo sold, and that it sold for $21,500. So just to sort of give definitely I'm happy we showed that example as well, because definitely whether you're ripping physical or digital, a lot of people will say it's a little bit of a volume game, right? Like, that the more you rip, then the higher the probability that you hit something. But yeah, some of the plus EV hits are definitely going to be like that Ronaldo. I think if you click on data dive right there, if you're gonna rip another one, but by all means,
data dive. Okay, this I was looking for recent sales.
It would be marketplace and data dive.
Yep, that's exactly what I wanted to see was recent sales.
Yeah.
So this is top sales
just go ahead and
weekly.
update weekly to 24 hours.
Got it.
Then it should capture it. Yeah.
So yeah, in the last 24 hours, there's been the Messi, the 1-of-1 that we talked about that was sold for 175 grand. There was also a Yamel that was a 2 of 10. It sold for 33 grand. Hawk Tua was the seller there. She's got out of she went from kid. Ronaldo that you were just mentioning, 908 EM East. So while we were on the show here, got the coffee with Captain Pump. That Ronaldo, there is supply of 10. It was 10 of 10. It sold for 21 grand. Panini Ron, the seller there. And then there was also an Mbappe that sold last night for 20 grand, also of 10. Those are both base Prism Golds. So Mbappe 20K, Ronaldo 21K or 21.5, and then Lamine Yamal 33 grand. There was another Ronaldo. Sheesh. So this is also yesterday morning at 10:57 a.m. The same version, granted different number, the 2 of 10, the serial number 2 out of that same 10, that Ronaldo base Prism Gold, the Epic, it sold for 16 grand. And then this morning, the same card, although number 10 of 10, sold for 21 grand. So up $5,500 in less than 24 hours. Not too shabby. I would love to pull a Holland. The Holland Epic sold for 15 grand. I'm not in the market to go buy a Holland for 15 grand, but he's become one of my favorite players. I think this is looking like a steal right now. Yesterday night, Messi of 10 sold for 12,750. After that, the Holland sold for 15K, the Ronaldo sold for 16K, the Mbappe sold for 20, another Ronaldo sold for 21, and then the Lamine Yamal sold for 33. So that now it's a different set. It's the National Landmarks Prism Gold, but it's still a supply of 10. Same thing. Lamine Yamal National Landmarks sold for 7K. So yeah, the Phenomenon Prisms Black, a 1-of-1 Lamine Yamal sold for 7K. That looks like a smashing deal. Whereas that doesn't even seem right. That someone got a crazy deal on that, because a one of 259. Well, I guess it was number 1, serial number 1, sold for 6,000. Again, there's 259 of those versus the 1-of-1 sold for 7K. We're going to do one more pack, and then we get Atari in here. And then any other thoughts on Panini? If you have any questions, fire your questions. You're welcome to come up on stage if you'd like, or drop your questions in the chat. We've got an expert here, NFTs every day. So we'll shift to the live stream, catch the end to see if there's any announcements here in a second. But let's do one more pack, and then we'll go to Atari. This is number 3. Three might be the lucky charm. Let's see. We got another ultra rare. Oh, an ultra rare and an epic. All right, here we go. This is going to be it. The epic is going to be, well, I take an Mbappe or a Holland. Either of those work. First one is Ishmael Kone. Maybe this goes up in value now that he's been injured. Sending my thoughts, my condolences. Ishmael had a tib-fib fracture. Looked like, I don't know if it was compound or not, but he is out of the World Cup, and hopefully he's able to recover fully. The other uncommon is a Mikel Merino. This is he's a Spain player, number 8 of 259. Now we're going to go ultra rare, and then we'll do the epic last. The ultra rare, a Dan and Ndoye for Switzerland. I actually rostered him last night, but I don't know how to pronounce. Oh, it's number 1 of 49. So great serial pull there. Nice, love to see it. The numerology bros are back out and about when we're seeing those number ones and jersey numbers. So before you, if you're ripping packs, before you sell, for instance, if you pull 1 of 49, that's not a floor. Don't list it for above whatever the floor is. Same thing if Dan is number 11. If you pull a jersey number, jersey numbers, And the first serial, those they typically demand a premium, especially if it's in the ultra rare or the epic or any of the other like valuable cards. Don't just floor. Don't accept the first offer, the floor offer if you pull a number 1 serial or a jersey number. All right, this is going to be the good one. This is going to be the third time's a charm, third pack rip. It's going to be our best card we've pulled already, or pulled this morning. Good luck me. Julian Alvarez from Argentina, 7 of 25. It's a base prism cracked ice. So nice hit there. Let's go to view the collection and see what the offers are. That's got a $17, so not quite as nice as the epic gold, which was of 10. This Syed has a $100 standing offer. This cracked ice gold of 25 has a standing offer of 17. The Kone has an offer of 1. The Merino has an offer of 2, and then an ultra rare. So the ultra rare has a standing offer of $15, but we just saw those number 1 serials demand quite the premium. So definitely a positive pack here in terms of like my purchase price of 15. And the Dan card, the number 1, probably pays for the pack itself. I'm happy. I'm very pleased with the first 3 packs. We will we'll pull our grail at another time, but good start to my Panini NFT pack ripping experience. And no, Zane, this is not going to end. This is not going to end badly. This is not going to end. First on print is what they call those number 1 serials. This is, and if this sounds like August of 21, like this, I think I feel like we're in like the January of 21 Top Shot moment with the current state of Panini NFTs. And the question will be, can they continue the momentum? Can they continue the motion after the World Cup? That is the big question right now. Will the most likely next is NFL packs. Will the kabooms, will the unlicensed product, continue building upon this momentum that they started before World Cup? They started with the NBA playoffs, at least from my perspective. It hit my radar when we started seeing the big sales in the NBA playoffs, and it's continued into these World Cup packs. They also have the FIFA license for, and through 2031. So even after the World Cup, we might see some other FIFA drops potentially. I don't know exactly how that works with like Premier League, which they don't have the Premier League license, but again, they could do the unlicensed product as we've talked about. Atari GM, appreciate your patience. Did you get in on this Panini NFT pack drop yesterday, or you have questions for NFTs every day?
Yeah, dude. I've been bothering NFTs every day. So, dude, I was so happy. I just got home from work and was getting ready for the gym, and I heard you guys talking about this, and I'm like, yes. So a couple things. I just wanted to make a couple comments. I don't really have any questions, just because I was excited about the topic. One, I pulled, so I bought 15 packs. I sold 13. I sold them a little early, but my game plan, which I probably shouldn't say, is I'm putting bids in on all like the NFL cards now while they're not getting the attention, and I'm buying all the cards that I want. Like I bought a Kaboom, I bought a stained glass, I bought a downtown card, and I'm getting like good players. Like I'm just looking like who's the top 10 player. Like I bought Omari and Hampton, like he's got potential, but I really, A, for the challenges, I want those cards, and B, I think the cards are sick. So I'm just happy that like this meta is starting to catch around. Oh, you were talking about like looking at like the uncommons. Like, dude, some of my best cards are just uncommon base cards, like a Wemby rookie I bought. So just because the card isn't epic, and correct me if I'm wrong, NFTs every day, just because the card's not an epic or ultra rare, you can still get the really sick cards, right? Like Wemby rookie, like those base prisms.
Yep. I mean, those base prisms are basically the standard for any collector, physical or digital. So that's why, like, when we were looking at Data Dive, you saw the Yamal one of like 200 something. It sold for 6,000, and that's just sort of like the staple card that you want in your collection, right? So yeah, definitely. Not all epics are equal. Not all uncommons are equal. There's definitely some variable to consider between all the different types of cards. Yes, definitely.
Let's go ahead, Cap.
Congrats. Love that you're excited about it as well. You mentioned the challenges. I know we talked about like the extremely high level. Is there a specific challenge that you're in the process of completing right now, or any additional detail you can share on the the challenges or your approach to the challenges?
Well, so I really don't know much except I saw NFTs every day get like a pretty big airdrop, and I'm just trying to collect. Like I pulled a serial number 1 yesterday, and I'm not selling that. Like I don't know if that's a challenge, but I'm just trying to stack as many of the different cards and like so I can complete them in the future. The truth is I don't know what they are now, but it looks like Panini's giving airdrops, and if I can, get a serial number 1 or this card or that card, like I do want to be eligible for it.
Nice. No, definitely makes sense. And it's one of the things I'm going to dive deeper now that I'm on there. I've got some cards, got some packs. I'm going to dive deep into understanding the challenges, the collecting. You mentioned airdrop in passing there. There's not a Panini token as far as I know. What was the airdrop? Can you speak to that, or NFTs every day?
NFTs every day. What did you get? Like 18 packs for completing that challenge of those sets?
Oh wow.
So I think what's really cool here is that Panini is trying to really establish that this is for the collector, and part of emphasizing that this is for the collector, the airdrop, I did receive 12 packs. I basically received one of the FOTL packs, the first of the line that I think maybe floor right now is around 285, something like that. And then I did receive 11 of the regular packs, and they'll probably tweak this, but the mechanism that they leverage to reward collectors this time was how many sets you had completed per sport. So in the case of if you were a top 50 soccer set completionist, or essentially if you had the top 50 sets in soccer completed, you got 4 packs, one being FOTL and then 3 regular hobby packs. And then if you rank between 51 and 100, you would get 4 packs of hobby. And then they sort of did that throughout all the other sports that you can collect on there as well. If you were, top, I think 50 again, you would get 1 pack. So basically what they're saying is this, right? If you're here to collect and you're building these sets, we're going to reward you for it. And the sets, not to make it like overly intimidating, some sets, sure, they may be 200 cards. There's other sets that are maybe 15 to 20 cards. So it's all about like looking into the platform, collecting first and foremost what you love. But once you're in it, there's definitely a lot of mechanics that are, there for Panini to basically sort of push a couple buttons and say, okay, this month we're going to look at this. The next month we're going to look at that. And I think they're going to continue to refine it. But yeah, the airdrop is not a token. It was actually, they were airdropping packs.
I love it.
Again, based upon how many sets you had. And it was a surprise. So I think that's also another element where it's like, we're not just going to tell you everything that's going to happen. It's like, if you collect on the platform and if you, sort of behave in a certain manner, potentially there may be rewards in the future. And I think that also goes a long way of like managing expectations, right? So I think, it's definitely a pretty cool mechanic on their end.
Yeah, I love it. There's also worth noting while they don't have a token, I'm not saying they're going to drop a token ever. They do have they have Panini points. So whether as you collect, as you complete some challenges, as you maybe craft, like there's different ways to earn block points is what they're called, and you can accumulate those through different ways. I have shared on the screen here. You can see one of the current challenges. There's 4 challenges, albeit it's the same. It's from the 25-26 Panini Select Serie A. It's a Keenan Yildiz, and there's 4 different challenges for this specific player that can earn different cards. That starts with the first challenge, you collect 10 cards to earn the reward. The next one, it's 20 cards to earn the reward, 30 cards to earn the reward. And the hardest challenge is you collect 40 cards to earn the reward. I'm calling attention to this because these challenges, all 4 of them, end in 11 minutes. So that I could be wrong. Like maybe they go without challenges for a while. But if I'm a betting man, and I've known to be a betting man from time to time, I'm betting that after these challenges they probably introduce a few new challenges that may or may not be tied to these World Cup packs.
Yep. Yeah. No, you're spot on. So right now they're doing Series A, probably I would guess in about 2 weeks, because they want a certain amount of packs
Makes sense.
and in collectors' hands so that you can participate fully in the challenge. I'm guessing in about 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, they'll do the World Cup. And what's nice about this is that it goes 10, 20, 30, 40. They're not all unique cards, meaning that when you complete the first tier, that's the first 10. And then if you want to go into the second tier, you basically build off that first tier of cards, you
Nice.
add the additional 10 that are required, and you sort of build all the way to the 4th tier.
So if you do the 4th tier and you collect all 40, you're essentially
Exactly.
completing all 4 challenges.
Right. And so that's why those cracked ice that you pulled, it may be like a $17 offer today, but if that cracked ice is required for a Messi, a Yamal, any of those types of challenges, and it's on that 4th tier, we've seen cards go for thousands, because it's required for a key player, and part of the the game mechanics of it. In theory, somebody prior to the challenge could start stacking some of those out of 25 mints. So it's not exactly enjoyed by the community, but in theory, a collector could choke a challenge card, which basically then forces, hey, if you want that Yamal 4th tier, and I have 5 of those, you're gonna have to pay the price that I ask. So it's definitely a lot of like different game theories and a lot of ways that you could sort of play this, and I think that's what makes it fun. It's not just like one way to do it, right? So
I agree. Cool. I agree, and I very much enjoy it. In fact, it's one of the things I got excited about Top Shot is they had quests, they had challenges, and I can't make this up. The first challenge, the Cool Catch challenge that I completed on Top Shot, got me a LaMelo Ball rookie card. Breaking news, LaMelo Ball just got traded. The Charlotte Hornets traded the star guard LaMelo Ball and Josh Green to the Timberwolves for Naz Reid, a 2033 unprotected first-round pick, and then 3 first-round pick swaps, 28, 29, and 30, along with 3 second-round pick swaps. But yeah, I still hold that whole complete set of the Cool Cats. I still have the LaMelo card. To exactly what you're just describing, at the peak of that, there was a Luka Doncic card was the bottleneck. It was the hardest Cool Cat to collect, and they were going for over $10,000 a pop at the time. In my down bag, because I didn't sell the Luka and instead decided to complete the set because the Cool Cats Lounge was the going to be the premium spot, the VIPs in the NBA Top Shot world. Yes, I'm down bad. I never regret that one.
I don't know what this says for this space, but I'm also a fellow
Cool Cat
LL member. Cool Cat, still held to this day, will probably hold for much longer than
Yeah, at this point, what's the point of selling at this point? Maybe I'm still waiting on the truckload or dump truckload of flow tokens that we got promised.
I just want to make one comment before, because I know you're going to stay on this topic. For anybody, I always like to speak for the poor's, Cap. So, because I was listening to Spinotron and NFTs every day, and I'm like, dude, I'm not even going to get him to Panini. I can't collect all these challenges. These cards are expensive. You can go in and buy, let's say a player you really like Endrick. Dude, I bought 7 of his rookie cards for $9 each.
I love it.
And you can have exposure to a potential legendary person for $9 or $10 and be in the game, and those cards could 10x.
I love it.
So
I mean, the smartest way to probably play something like this, let's say you got in and you hit on the packs yesterday. You got your 15 packs. DM and ND or Diamond said in the chat, for those that got 15 packs, I recommend selling 5 to 7 of those, make your money back, have some run ripping the others for free roll it. That is how you the smart way, the sharp way, the smart money way to play this stuff. Is if you find yourself, you scored on some packs that quickly 4x in value, sell a few, free roll, and then go collect the ones you want to collect. And maybe, there's opportunity to collect rookie cards. I'm going to go buy some Endrick because if I can get 10 of them for $9, that's a much better upside than what you're getting, right? Collect what you want to collect players you like collecting. Don't expect that every pack you rip is going to be worth more than what you paid for. It's just not how it works. But yeah, you could also earn extra packs for holding complete sets. You can earn exclusive inserts for completing challenges, and top spenders on NFT and packs during promo windows also earn packs. Lots of different paths. What I was showing earlier was those rainbow challenges. If you do the of 40, you earn all of them, as we just mentioned. And then there's crafting, which I have pulled up here now, which you burns the submitted cards, lowering the circulating supply of all those cards. Again, just another reason why I truly do feel that NFTs, the digital cards, are better than the physical counterparts, because you can do stuff like this. You can reduce supply of commons to get more out of it, right? What are we going to do with these stuff? So between completing sets, completing crafting to burn, reduce supply, and even it was mentioned of the leaderboards there. You just, it's very hard to see other than Kabuto King, it's just hard to know who holds supply, who's controlling supply. What is even what is even such thing as a bottleneck? It's just almost impossible to do this stuff when it's not on chain, and just one of many advantages. Crypto Camp GM, appreciate your patience. What brought you up this morning?
Yo, what's up, guys? Yeah, no problem, man. Just enjoy the conversation. For a couple things I just wanted to add in, like Top Shot 21 was like, phenomenal. I think the better position, like you were saying earlier, is that Panini has such a history of like they're not trying to convert people over, so it makes the onboarding a lot easier. And then with all the regulation and, public, things we've had, since 21, all the changes, I think that makes it easier for people to go, you know what? I can put my money into this digital thing and give it a try. The one thing I'm really loving is this gamification, how you're saying, and I need to get on and check things out. I missed it out yesterday. I was working. But the gamification with everything being numbered, the one question I had is, so like as packs are being open, right? So all these cards are numbered in the different levels and everything like that. As packs are being open, does it say online like, oh, these are the ones that have been opened, like as people are opening them individually on their own, or do they have to publicly say, hey, I got a one of one, or as a one of one gets open, like, you can see your cards that you just ripped, right?
Yep.
Is that public information?
It is,
like,
yeah.
Now,
yeah, you can see what wallets they're in. Again, part of the beauty of this public general ledger is you can see what cards are in the wild, what have been, if you click you go through whether it's something from your profile or the marketplace, and you can see how many of those are in the wild versus if it's an up 10 and there's only 3 of them that have been opened, well, there's 7 more that remain in packs.
That's what I'm like sitting over here contemplating. I'm like, you can kind of count cards, like in blackjack or something. If you know what's out there, what's been open and not, then it shows like the value of those unopened packs. You know what I mean? When you know that, like you said, there's 7 of the 10 that have not been, and the 3 that have been open went for extreme amounts or whatever, or this is needed for a collection or whatever. I think that part of the gamification versus physical cards, when something's like, these are the grails or these are rare ones, but you don't really know how many they printed. There's no trace on that. There's no way to define, especially older stuff. So like that gamification part nowadays with the digital and everything being numbered, I'm like, that's what's got my ears just like, oh, because then you know exactly what you have, exactly what's in the wild. Should I buy it unopened, or should I just go for this card that I really want, or this grill that I really want? So that part's got me super perked. I wasn't sure if that was like all public information. So that's the question I have. So I'm glad to have that clarification. So now I'm even more excited.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, freaking dope, bro.
Good. A lot of stuff to be excited about. Have fun out there. Collect what you want to collect. Keep your expectations in check. As with anything, never put any money in you can't afford to lose. This should come from your fun bucket, your disposable income bucket. Just like if you go buy a physical pack rip, you're most likely gonna have a bunch of common cards that's not worth anything worth selling. I think a little better here, and you could do some of those commons, but just go into this with proper expectations. You're most likely not going to pull a $175,000 Messi card, but it is kind of the fun knowing it is a possibility. A few other things we're going to get you out of here. Shout out to Diamond, who had some of those comments I showed on screen. Diamond has a great 2026 Panini Prism World Cup soccer pack roundup. I pinned that up top. Go check that out and go give Diamond some love. And last but not least, as far as I know, no big announcements. We don't have any Ape Fest news yet. A few minutes left. I'm going to get you out of here a couple minutes early. And instead of live stream, you can just head over to the at the clubhouse if you're curious, if you want to try to see if there's any announcements here at 10 o'clock. I did want to share, they announced a new limited edition collaboration. It's going to be called Anchor Drops. First up is King Saladin bringing his world to the yacht club with a limited summer capsule made for members only, coming soon. And you could maybe speculate what we might see in that collection based on the image. Having some fun with it. I love that they announce, hey, this is going to be limited drop. It's going to be collectors only, but it's going to be a series. It's going to be a capsule series. So this will be the first of many. Proof Alpha Degen, go ahead, and then I will. I was trying to get out of here so I can do a quick quote unquote coffee break. But no, it's all you.
I thought just for lack of a better term, I thought I heard you say hot tool a little while ago. I was just half listening, but I'm just kidding. but definitely keep your expectations in check. Does mean rip responsibly, so we can coin the phrase there, rip responsibly.
There you go.
And I do agree that there is a world where the digital will or should have some type of governance or some type of check on those physicals. And for you and the BZ guy, I forgot his name.
Joey.
Yeah, I built that. Remember we talked about it? I built it for you. I love to jump on the call. I'm out. Thanks for letting me up.
Thank you all. Appreciate everyone tuned in today. I know we had a conflicting show there that some of you bailed to, but no offense taken. But NFTs every day. Diamond in the chat. Appreciate all of you. Y'all are legends for helping educate us, getting us brought up to speed, and having some fun ripping packs once again. So we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's a Friday show. Speaking of Joey and Beezy, 2, not 1, but 2 Coffee with Captain pulls tomorrow. $50 version, and the $250 claw machine is getting pulled tomorrow by our community member of the month. If you want to be in the running for that, make sure you're over there on YouTube. Hit that like and subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow, as always, at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Until then, have a wonderful, wonderful day, everyone.